Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for how to impress a judge at court. If we're just meeting, my name is Tamara and I am your courtroom companion. I like to say that I come alongside you virtually to help you through narcissistic abuse, how to heal from that, and also how to heal from a long custody battle. That's my passion, to help people. That's why I started this channel, and I want to help you build your life back bigger and better. So that's my passion, and so let's just dive right into these 5 tips. Tip number 1 is to plan to arrive early. Don't try to be on time, try to be early. There are things that you just can't plan for, like if the parking garage where you're gonna park at the courthouse is, there's a long line trying to get in because maybe the ticket thing that you pull is broken, and they finally got it fixed and there's a long line trying to get in. You can't plan for that, right? If you are in traffic and there's a car accident, right? If you've only allowed just enough time to get there, then you're gonna be late to court. Now, oftentimes a judge will be late to hearings because if you have a 9 o'clock hearing, maybe other people have 9 o'clock hearings too. Everybody got 9 o'clock, so you just kind of have to wait your turn. And sometimes the judge doesn't come out right at 9 o'clock. Sometimes the judge, got stuck in chambers helping to resolve an issue in a previous hearing, or maybe he's in his chambers dealing with a couple of attorneys. And so the judge is not always going to be, right out on the bench at 9 o'clock, but you're kind of on their time schedule. But when you are called for your hearing, if you're not there, that's not going to look good on you. So my tip is to plan to arrive early, even 45 minutes to an hour early. That way, if things happen, you'll still be assured to be on time. Tip number 2 is to address the judge with your honor. That's how you address a judge in court. Don't say dude or ma'am or sir, just your honor. That's the best way to address a judge in court. Tip number 3 is to dress appropriately. So as a rule of thumb, dress like you're going to a job interview. You wouldn't show up to a job interview in jeans and t-shirt and flip-flops, so you shouldn't arrive in court that way either. And I would say that not only are you to wear business casual clothes like you're going to a job interview, even a suit if you have it, but it should also be cleaned and ironed. You shouldn't, show up to court in a wrinkled button-down shirt. You are going to impress the judge if you show up like you're going to a job interview. Remove those extra body piercings, cover up tattoos that can be covered up. Do everything you can to impress the judge with what you're wearing. Tip number 4 is to control your emotions. The rule of thumb is just to have a poker face. Regardless of what's being said, regardless of what's going on, you have to have that poker face. So if the other party, for example, is saying that you have an anger problem and you can't control your anger in court, the judge is going to know that other person is right. If you can't control your anger in court, he's going to know you can't control it outside of court. It's probably even more so. You're probably even more angry outside of court. And so you have to be able to control your emotions. It doesn't mean that you can't cry about something that's going on in court, but you certainly shouldn't be bursting out, saying things to the judge, cursing at the other side. You just have to be able to control that. And my last tip is to have speaking etiquette. So if you have an attorney, your attorney will do all the talking for you. You can't talk directly to the judge. Unless the judge asks you a direct question, then you can, answer it. But if the judge isn't speaking to you, you let your attorney do the talking. You can't be talking to the other side or the other side's attorney, like the other attorney or the other party. You can't talk to them. That's not appropriate etiquette in a courtroom. Your attorney can talk to the other attorney, but you shouldn't talk to the other attorney and you shouldn't talk to the other party. You also shouldn't be talking in court when a hearing is going on. If you have a question that you want to ask your attorney, write it down and then ask your attorney during the break. If you have something you want to say to your attorney that you don't want to wait until maybe it can't wait until the break or it'll be too late, then you can write it down on a little piece of paper and just kind of quietly slide it over to your attorney, and he will look down whenever he or she can, but don't talk during the hearing. So that's the speaking etiquette. There's lots of rules around that. So Again, the top 5 tips are to plan to arrive early. Tip number 2 is to address the judge as your honor. If you need to talk to the judge for any reason, again, it has to be, at the right time, but use your honor. Tip number 3 is to dress appropriately. Tip number 4 is to control your emotions. And tip number 5 is just to have speaking etiquette. If you're in a situation where you're going to court and you need to know how to prep to go to court, that's one of the things that I do in my one-on-one coaching. So if you'd like a free discovery call, there's a link below, and we'll get started on that coaching. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.